do a simple up or down. Maybe it's a one. We'll just give it to
Yeah, I
everybody.
should
It's
say
just a
if you
one
want to
sentence
do an
thing.
up or down for
Yeah.
everyone, feel free.
Well, this will be a quick one because we were on the forum recently with the Stonewall Democrats, and there was a question asked about would you support $160 million more added to the budget for excluded workers, which included payments to sex workers in the budget. And I was the only one who expressed concern about that because I know there's other priorities in the budget, including affordable housing, including education and public safety. So all of my candidates said they would support adding $160 million to the budget for this that wasn't funded. So I would ask them all now, what would they have cut? What $160 million would you have cut, or would you have raised taxes by $160 million? So that question goes to everyone since you supported that over other things.
And I'll go through quickly and ask you just to keep your responses quick, obviously as a matter of time, but perhaps try to stick to 30 seconds, and we'll go with Ben Bergman, candidate Bergman first.
Great. Well, thank you, Eric. As you know, I don't like up or down questions. And if you looked at my questionnaire, I don't support some of the proposals with respect to sex work legalization. I have a more middle ground approach. But I would say, look, on excluded workers, on undocumented folks who need support, I will just step back and say this. Yes, I would raise taxes for that if that's what was necessary. I'm not saying it is, though, Eric. And I'm not going to make a preemptive commitment in this race to not raise taxes on the wealthiest of Ward 3, people who live near the Palisades, in order to help people who are just barely making it by. Thanks.
Candidate Brown.
No, I do not support that at all.
Candidate Finley.
You supported it at the forum, Dietrich.
So I would ask not to interrupt answers. You got your chance. I hear you. Candidate Finley.
Sex work is work. And, when we're talking about funding for undocumented immigrants, for sex workers, we are talking about their housing. We are talking about their ability to put food on the table. And so, yes, I would support $160 million for excluded workers. I said that at the forum, and I continue to say that. I think we've got the money. I think we can find the money. We had quite the surplus. I don't think that is really the issue. And I appreciate your attempt at a gotcha, Eric.
Candidate Freeman.
Yeah, so on the sex work question, I also like Ben. I don't know exactly what Ben said, but I think that's an issue that ought to be addressed through referendum. In terms of the excluded workers, these are people who are the most vulnerable, and we tried to help everybody else and we weren't helping them. And so, yes, we need to find a way to help those people. This is not a long-term, going on forever kind of thing. There is a surplus. If it meant dipping into the surplus in order to get this done, to help the people who are the most vulnerable, in principle, I want to do it, and I would figure out a way to get it done.
Thank you. Candidate Bergman, let's give you 30 seconds to ask a question to one or more of your fellow candidates.
Okay. As folks know, if they've listened to me at these forums, I've talked a lot about